You had something right there. Literally, you had a transgender as your female champion. That's a game changer. But you know what it was? The heat got to them. And nobody's going to say that.
The water under
Number
the bridge
two.
broke.
Number two.
New style. I see y'all here, King.
Shout out to the Swerve City Podcast. Make sure to tune in to the WW Network. Cheap plug every Friday. New episode drops. It feels like forever. Jobber Nation, welcome to. We're at the countdown to end of 2020. Remember when we was at the top of the year, and then Corona hit, and then we're still in Corona season, and
I kind of feel like 2019, 2020, kind of like
2019 was a bomb ass year. Like when I look back, like when Facebook reminds me of shit, or when I look back at my Snapchat, I'm like, damn.
2019 was lit. Like,
I did mad shit.
2020 was still lit though.
2020, you know what? There highs and lows, but that's just in every year. Jobber Nation, welcome to another episode of the Jobber Tears Podcast. As always, I'm here. I am Janelle from HR, here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. Like I said, it feels like forever since we've like sat in the studio and recorded. So this is
our last episode was with the Black Announce Table,
which was on StreamYard. So shout outs to them.
No, it's up on everything.
No, but we didn't do it like in studio.
Well, yeah, because it was 100 people.
Yo, I didn't know that they lived all
party.
in Long. Like I know that they were down like in Long Island. I was just
They
like,
Strong Island.
I was just like, because when you live in Rosedale, you know Raleigh Stream, that's close by Queens, but
Nah,
they
they
live
in
in
Freeport.
like Freeport. That's like LIRR, and after that, you got to take a cab because that's the only way you get into that get into that part. I was just like, okay, it's just like a lot of people don't know. Like to all listeners who are not from New York, y'all don't understand the difference between someone who's from Long Island, New York City, and upstate. It's like a total and the Bronx. No, sorry.
No,
Staten Island.
Yeah.
Yo. To anybody out there, Staten Island is just like, when you think of horror movies, you think of Staten Island.
When you have to take like all three forms of mass transportation.
A bus, a train, and a
And a
boat.
boat.
Like what? Like some Autobots jump off, man. And on top of that, on like Long Island, that's like another thing too, because you still got to take a train sometimes.
Yeah.
To like to another train. They got to take an Uber just to get to your whole destination. It's just like, it's weird. Like that's all I tell everybody that if you live in New York, people just think that it's just New York City. Nah, we have the country, and we have like the country. That's like
why
upstate.
when Saeed was on, and I was like, yo, I forgot you from upstate. Like
Who?
Saeed.
Who's Saeed?
Remember? Think about
Oh
it.
yes, Saeed. My fault.
And he's from upstate.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and the way like he was talking and like how he grew up, I'm like, well, that's totally different than how it is down here. But that's all right.
But it's weird because when someone said that, yo, they're from New York. Yo, yeah, what part? Yo, I'm from upstate. All right.
The conversation ends, then you get curved out here.
Because I dated like 2 girls from upstate, and yo, they just a different swag up there. Be like,
Back in the day, I used to date a guy that lived in Yonkers, and that was like long distance.
but Yonkers
Hilarious.
is still like.
No, but at the time I was in college and I was living in Queens. I was in Jamaica.
But like Jamaica, you was at by Jamaica State. That's the rich part of Queens. That's the rich.
Regardless, I had to take a bus to a train, to then get on the train, then get on another train.
Yeah. It's bad.
it's
Especially that part where St. John College is. Like it feels like a college atmosphere.
No, that's why I love. That's actually why I love. Like I would never change the college I went to, because I got the college experience. Like there was no bodegas. There were no like the
right
only thing that we had was 7-Eleven and fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
And you'll think that you're middle of nowhere, but you're not. If you literally go 20 minutes to the right, you see everything.
You on the Ave.
Facts.
Anyway.
Makes no sense.
Small chat with Mrblacc and Janelle from HR real quick. It's been a minute. But before we get started, I do want to send a special shout out to Jeremy and the whole team at GCW for hosting us this past week. We went on a little 24-hour turnaround trip to go support GCW's Diamond Cup. Honestly speaking, we've been to a few indie shows this year. I mean, give or take some hidden ones, some non-hidden ones.
I would have been the one.
But honestly
Shout out to
speaking, it was oh my God, that was the top of the year.
That's the last one I've been to.
Yeah. Oh boy. But shout outs once again to Jeremy and GCW out in Tampa.
No,
out in
actually,
Florida.
sorry, it wasn't. It was Tom. When he had that Raw Underground on Ave.
You know what? We're not going to talk about that. But Tampa, Florida was definitely a really good, like, breather from the world just to kind of sit and watch wrestling. And we saw some amazing action. Honestly speaking, probably one of the best indie shows that I've been to this year. Definitely top 3, even though I probably went to, like, 5. But it was definitely a good experience. So thank you to Jeremy and the whole team at GCW.
It has been like a slowdown with the indie show. It's just been...
Well, actually, just depends on where you're at. The South has just been running, honestly speaking. Like PWX is running their show in January, so that's kind of the next thing
But then
we're
again,
thinking
the
about.
South makes sense though because they have mad space, so they could pull that off.
Well, it's not even so much space. Like a lot of those. Well, when we went in Tampa, it was outdoors, so that actually helped.
Yeah, a lot more space. Yeah, that's what I mean.
And the weather too. It's just a different
and New York
climate.
New York is mad weird. You got to get permits on top of permits, just to have everything at the park. Then you got to worry about bums walking in. Where in the South is everybody got land on top of land, or your buddy got land, and your buddy's not doing nothing, or your buddy probably got that old money. So, hey, that's all the rest of the show in my backyard.
No, that's true. But yeah, thank you once again to Jeremy and the whole team at GCW for inviting us, having us. We sponsored, we co-sponsored the show, so it felt good to be there and to have a presence there as well. What else has been going on? Make sure to, we're coming towards the end of the year. Make sure to go back and watch old episodes on our YouTube page. So make sure to subscribe to the Java Tears Network, where we do have multiple shows. So you have Your Sports, so shout out to Dre and the whole team over there. You have 2.5 Bros. You have Sassoon Talk now. Can you not break shit up? Like, I can't deal with you.
I didn't want it that tired. I didn't want that long. Well, go ahead.
Mr. Black, how's your show going? What's going on?
It's coming back in January.
Okay. The return of the Mr. Black show coming back 2021. And then you have a little, like, limited series with me and Michael Bostic from the Welcome to the Raw Zone. We have our game night episode.
Shout out to Michael.
So, yes.
Shout you out, Mike. Hi.
So,
Niggas gonna be tight when they find out.
What's that? I'm dead. Nah, niggas can't be. You know what? Let me tell you a funny story before we get into the episode. So we went to Tampa, right? And Chicago calls me.
Yo, that's been a while. Shout out to Chicago.
He called me and he was like, "Well, make sure have a safe flight. Like, have a safe flight and all this other stuff."
Casual
okay,
talk.
thank you. Yeah, real casual and stuff. Like, nothing crazy. And I think that's kind of how like when you really move on, it's like you could be cool. Like I'm never, like I tell anybody, I'm never one to like shun somebody out because the situation wasn't what it was. But then he was like, "Oh, hit me up when you get back to New York, blah, blah, blah." But once again, I've been in and out of the city and I've been, working and just life. So and once again, it's not really a priority per se. But yesterday he calls me, like scolds me, like on something like, "Yo, I'm mad at you. You didn't tell me you got back safe." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not really getting responsibility no more. So it's kind of hard to do that."
Okay.
I get it, but it's still like.
Nets, okay. Nets have this conversation. Okay? Certain people have a sense of, like, they still, like, how should I explain this? They sense of, like, you still, like, owe them something. As far as, like, in that situation, he felt like you owe him, like, let you know that you got home okay. Like, it's a sense of, like, it's weird, though. But I don't blame you.
It's a power thing, and that's really what it comes down to. So it's fine.
Because the simple fact, like, he didn't have to scold you, though. He could have just said that.
He faked it, but it's okay. Like, I just be like, just let me know when you finish. It's cool.
He feels some type of way.
He did. He said that. He said, I feel some type of way.
I don't know why. It's just that you got to eat that.
You absolutely do. But anyway, all positive vibes. Real quick, did you guys watch Selena?
No, I didn't watch that yet.
Okay, guess we can't talk about it then. It's fine.
I
binge watched it. Okay, nope, can't talk about that either.
All right.
Let's jump into some wrestling talk. So sorry, because now you can get on the mic and talk some shit. What do you guys want to talk about first? I mean, I guess we can jump head first into this whole AEW Impact invasion, if you want to call it, angle that's going on in the world of wrestling, which I want to remind wrestling fans this is not something new at all. But some people are going to appreciate it a little bit differently than others. And, you know, that's fine. And that's the whole point of having a conversation is everyone has different opinions. So we'll go around. We'll talk about who do you think comes out on top of this whole type of deal with each other. Is it better for Impact? Is it better for AEW? Where do you kind of see things falling into the places? Because if you watch this week on Impact, Kenny, which if you don't know, Impact definitely was taped a few weeks ago. So they definitely recorded Kenny's thing like last week.
Yeah, I know.
So they inputted that. And then, you know, you had the return of the Icon Sting on AEW, which we can talk about too and sprinkle that into what's going on in wrestling world. And then, you know, you just have a whole bunch of like jumping the fence type of thing. So,
all right. So which one you want to talk about?
Let's talk about who benefits more, AEW or Impact, in regards to their collaboration with each other now. So I'll start off with Sir Wilkins.
The collaboration is it really is a dope thing, but it doesn't really help AEW. The biggest thing I got from it, this helps Kenny's legacy. You're breathing mad harder than me.
Like, are you dying?
Oh, it's on my nose. That's why.
Oh.
So it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help AEW at all. This helps Kenny's legacy. That's what it is. I'm not mad. Kenny's a very selfless person, from what I've heard and what I hear about him. But my biggest thing from the whole thing, this helps Impact. Mm-hmm. This helps Impact get more viewers. They had way more viewers than they had usually because their channel is on the worst thing ever. Like 90% of people don't have that shit.
Yeah, so you gotta either watch Impact on I think Twitch has it. I have Sling, so Access TV.
You can watch it on
I
Twitch.
have.
It's clear on Twitch.
It's mad clear on Twitch. The only thing, the beauty about Twitch, if you get the premium thing, like if you pay which goes towards Impact, you don't get no commercials on it.
Oh.
Yeah, but the commercials are good though.
It's just regular.
I mean,
it's like
regular
TV, but it's
no, because they show different.
It's catered to the people that watch.
Oh,
Impact.
okay.
They have throwback moments where you see.
Oh, so that would explain it because Mikey tried to pull it up on Tuesday, and I kept saying, "Why are we watching Motor City Machine Guns in
they do that to advertise.
2002?"
They do that to advertise Impact Pro.
So I didn't know that was that.
Yeah,
okay, that makes so much more sense.
So they do that to advertise Impact Pro, which is pretty dope. But yeah, it doesn't do anything for AEW. And from what I'm hearing, this was literally Kenny put his dick on the table. Here, Tony, I want to do this. And Tony was like, what? And Kenny was like, I want to do this. And
I don't think that's true.
No, pretty confident that.
I don't think that's true because go ahead, finish.
And it doesn't do anything for AEW at all. What it does do is makes him look like the good guy in the eyes of wrestling fans. This is a great PR moment because it shows their whole concept of being revolutionary, and many people don't understand that it's been done before, but it also adds to fantasy booking. Hey, you can have this guy go up against this guy go up against this guy. When we get to AEW, I'm totally not liking what Kenny's doing. But that's a whole different conversation. So.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Black, who benefits more, Impact or AEW?
Everybody. Because now, even though that you may have, even if you got 5 fans and you go on a bigger platform as a smaller brand, so what? Those 5 fans may be your fans too. So it helps everybody in some way. Like they always say in business, every little thing helps. You understand? It doesn't matter if they don't have this big audience behind them, but it's still an audience. So it actually helps even the wrestlers too, also on a personal level. Because look at what's that dude's name? He used to be Zack Ryder's partner, something Myers. He wrestled TJP.
Oh, he works at Impact.
Boom, him and TJP, right? And Impact, they're packaged as a different way. You look like, oh, okay, cool. Let me check out the other stuff. And when they are in town, I could check them out on the indie show. So everybody. It helps the whole wrestling ecosystem as a whole. Because a lot of those guys in Impact wrestles for independent wrestlers. I mean, independent
shows
companies.
and promotions, yeah.
So it helps up everybody. So So I like my brother said that Kenny Omega, put his dick out and said, no, I'm hearing that Young Bucks was on it too because they're trying to have a feud with the Good Brothers. If you listen to their shows, the Good Brother with the Young Bucks, they said that we're planning something, but just don't worry about that. They been said that like a year ago. So a lot of stuff have been in the works for a while, but it's just they just don't want to tell y'all it.
But then I push back with this though. You said the Young Bucks. You didn't say AEW as a company. You didn't say Tony Khan was trying to do something. This is the Young Bucks trying to do something.
But then again, though, it does take a collective to say approve or not.
No, you don't, because I'm an executive. And at the end of the day, when it comes to the power that Cody, the Bucks, and Kenny have over there, it's borderline Hulk Hogan and WCW time.
You got the money.
It doesn't mean anything because without the workers, you can't put on a company.
And without them actually giving like the ideas and actually probably being behind creative in a sense, then then that whole like the fan is running the company type of thing. When it's really the workers that's running the company. But that's
But that's in every company.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm not 100% against the inmates running the asylum kind of concept. I'm not 100% against it. But it has to benefit the people that's up and coming. And that's actually my real, and we'll get into that when we talk about AEW. That's really my grip about it because people will always go around and be like, they'll go around and ask me and your brother, so you guys hate AEW. And it's like,
it sounds like I do.
And it's not,
no,
I hate it.
It sounds like I do because it's a difference.
It's not that I hate it though. Because if I hate it, I would just say I hate it.
But
and anyone that knows me knows I would just flat out just say that shit.
It's a difference though because one thing I realized just in entertainment and general in life is you're allowed to be a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites in some way. So you're allowed to change your mind at the last minute.
No, changing your mind is cool. Like if you divert it, so that's just like if you have a diversion in a road. If because you're working on something in the straight and narrow path and you got to go left for a little bit, I'm not against that. But if your main focus and your platform, your foundation was to build up and coming people, and I as the viewer don't feel that way. That's my opinion. I have a right to feel that way.
All right, cool. So let's jump into that, though, right? The first year, this is how I say it. The first year, you had to establish yourselves. Then the second year, who's champion? Darby Allin. Who's these tags that the Young Bucks been feuding against? Nobody that really know up-and-comers. That has been up-and-coming in the business.
And like I said yesterday or this morning, I was like, there's to be honest, there's no reason why, because I don't know which brother's who. There's no reason why the Bucks should have the titles if he's the injured like that. Every fucking week, you got Tony Schiavone, you got JR talking about, he's wrestling with that ankle again. And it's just like, listen, bro, I'd rather you be 100% and be all in and be able to put over the talent than you constantly every week put yourself in a position where you can really injure yourself.
But it's just like basketball players.
Really do that.
Athletes. It's like saying that, if I'm LeBron, if I could play on that ankle, I know I could be good. I don't have to do nothing else. I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna make sure I put myself in positions to play this game because I'm a valuable point into this company. And at the same exact time, they putting over young talent. They're letting the talents getting their stuff in. So this is my thing that I have something against everybody. No one's patient. It's only been a year. We literally let WWE get away with crap for years, and we still support it. Literally, for crap. If you watch old school wrestling, old school WWE, Attitude Era, whatever era prior to this, you notice that it's the same exact pattern. Like you got the Hero's Tale. We did that with Jeff Hardy. We did that with Daniel Bryan. We did that with Kofi.
And with Darby Allin.
Right? But listen, do not move the boat. I'm talking
about
WWE.
I'm just saying. And with Darby Allin, which is fine.
But let me finish.
I'm not mad about that.
But let me finish. We literally let WWE get away with crap for years. But there's a difference to how we enjoy wrestling now and before. We was kids. We didn't go that deep into it. The one thing I low-key hate is like getting so deep into wrestling where like I can't enjoy it for what it was. Like if you talk to someone who's just watched wrestling for what it is, man, they seem way less stressed out than these other fans. They go, man, why am I to my friend, this dude, such and such? He ain't here no more. All right, whatever, cool. They see it as it's just entertainment.
So can I say something?
But if it's not entertaining to you, then is it entertaining?
It's entertainment to somebody. And that's fine. For example, I think the whole Eugene character was trash. But I see it as, it may be trash to me, but when you hear mad people I know growing up, yo, I love Eugene, blah, 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 this, that, third. My brother loves Eugene because he could see himself into it because he is artistic.
Because it's relatable to you.
Right. But all I'm saying is this. It goes back to what you said. Just because that you don't find entertaining doesn't mean the next man don't.
Which is fine, but my thing is don't be so quick then to say you hate it. When, guess what? It's not that I personally hate it because guess what?
Like
I'm still fucking watching it.
Hold on.
Because y'all be nitpicking.
Hold on.
But then it's the same people that nitpick WWE shit, or same people that nitpick New Japan, or same people that nitpick Impact. Same shit.
So first of all, you say this all the time. We can go back and forth. I really don't care because it's funny. At the end of the day, I fucking love Cody. That's one. Let's just break it down. I think Cody is literally, and I've got shit for it, is the perfect wrestler at this point. And Montana was like, because he's white. It was a joke. So,
okay, that's different. He's different. Shout out to Montana. Shout out to y'all to the South. But him saying it's different. If it's someone else saying that,
but the thing is, what I've said is, and WWE does the same thing. Where's the storytelling in the ring? And my whole thing has always been, you guys claim to be revolutionary. You guys claim to be the revolution. The change, the huge change in professional wrestling. But what change has been made? You have said it yourself, things have been done before. What change has been done that they're like, oh my God, this is crazy? The biggest thing they did, and I will always big them up for, is making Nyla Rose champion. But they didn't stick to it because the heat got to them. Wait. Nyla Rose literally became your first transgender champion in the industry.
And you had a champion for 2 weeks.
And she had a championship for 2 weeks.
Look, it didn't make any sense.
Literally, the game was you had something right there.
Even with Swole and Baker, you had shit. Shit.
But let me finish real quick.
Damn.
You had something right there. Literally, you had a transgender as your female champion. That's a game changer. But you know what it was? The heat got to them. And nobody's going to say that.
The water under the bridge.
Number two. Scorpio Sky.
Oh, don't do it.
Scorpio Sky.
Don't do it.
And the thing is, I can't even defend Homeboy. I fucked with Scorpio Sky. I took a picture with him, so I'm not even going to shit on him. But there's certain things that happen. When they asked you, yo, you're like the first black champion here in AEW. What do you think about it? I don't look at color like that. Completely knocks it off, right? How about making this black guy one of your mega superstars in the company?
But it's just wrestling.
No. Once again, you just answered my question, brother. You're not being revolutionary.
Okay.
You're not being revolutionary.
Because the moment you have the opportunity to do a game changer, because the knowledge shit always bothered me. The Scorpio Sky shit always bothered me. There was no reason why he was on Dark and he was on regular Dynamite and he was going for the title and then fucking buried him. It didn't make any fucking sense.
So you guys saying this. This is what I'm like picking up. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay,
correct?
Let's go.
This is what I'm gathering. From what I'm gathering, like,
said, this is what I'm gathering. Like
first time ever he said that shit.
Sound like a professor. This is what I'm gathering to.
Well, I've been doing a lot of the shadow work, spiritual work,
Oh, that's good for you.
Yeah, praying, working out, yoga in the morning.
Oh, shit.
Now your dick's going to be extra
DDP?
hard.
Whoa, pause.
It would be, too.
Yeah,
I take black seed oil, sea moss.
Ooh, big dick energy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
big dick formula.
Okay, what have you gathered from
what I'm gathering,
we're
it
saying?
sounds like you just saying this. If you're going to be revolutionary, just do it.
Stick to it. Yeah.
You literally had these pieces where you could be revolutionary, where you could have just made Nyla Rose a long length champion, which she should have. I definitely agree. Big Swole should have been.
The Swole and Baker shit to me was probably one of the best build up to a match, and even though the match was lackluster, and it's sad to say
limitation to bring Baker.
Correct, and it just all around shit. But regardless, to me, it was one of the better build ups for a women's match.
It should have been Big Swole.
It should have been on a better platform.
Yes. It was Scorpio Sky. All of this is just like they go back to what feels comfortable.
And what feels comfortable is the regular wrestling formula.
But I do agree, though, in other areas that they do tend to go outside the box in other areas.
The only area that they've gone outside the box is Darby Allin.
No.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
I kinda agree with
Let me
that.
finish. And the reason why I say Darby Allin's outside the box, his size, his look is not typical wrestling look.
And the one thing I do give them that is.
So what else do you think is outside the box then?
Oh, the tag team division.
The tag team division is somewhat outside the box, but the only reason why
It's because no one else is focusing on tag teams.
Yes, and also their style of tag team division.
Yeah,
their style.
Yeah, but like nevertheless though, that's still something that step outside the box because there've been times where they start a tag team match with AEW. I like that. One thing I realize they do is like they definitely utilize the social media as a total, as a whole. For example, John Silver from the Dark Order, he got over on being elite. And now he's presented on screen more often where he kind of like took over the role for Brody Lee as being like the leader of the Dark Order, unofficial leader of the Dark Order.
And that was my thing.
He become the Machine Gun, where Machine Gun was unofficial leader of the Bullet Club. Where that's how I see his role as. Yes, another thing that AEW does right, I have to that does a little bit different is the heels and
There are no heels. There are no faces.
No. Yes, you did because Cody. Yes, you did. For a while, Kenny Omega was coming back from the right side. Now he came from the left. It's little subtleties that they do.
No,
And the
presentation is one thing, but for the overall company aspect, and even Cody said it. He's like, their heels and faces, they're irrelevant. They don't matter to me.
And the one thing,
and in all honesty, in a good storytelling, you have a heel and you have a face. That's why I feel like if there was a winner coming out of 2020 for AEW, it is absolutely Darby Allin.
I
Hands
understand
down.
that, but look at all these other characters on these other TV shows, girl.
Like who?
For example, look at Lawrence from Insecure. Some people hate Lawrence. Yo, Lawrence, you all ahead getting Shorty's pregnant. Look at Issa. You have no disregard for Issa's
Actually,
feelings.
I felt like Issa was the heel in that entire situation.
But-
So when Lawrence
but let me
had got
finish.
old girl pregnant, she couldn't be mad about that
But
shit.
let me finish.
She couldn't be mad.
But let me finish. In certain people's eyes, he's the bad guy. In other people's eyes, he's the good guy. Yo, you told Issa the truth. Yo, that's before Issa. Yo, what's him got the wet, and next thing you got her pregnant.
But let me ask you a question. Let me say something. Okay, I think we probably have to move on, right? They try to do a different formula. They try to do the every show is like a separate show from the other. Why did you feel you needed to watch next week's episode when Sting showed up? Why did you feel that you needed to watch Impact on Tuesday? The formula that they did for wrestling television is that they did an episodic type of feel where you had to tune in.
Okay.
The thing is, I've said this before. What they're doing, it's okay. You can cook soup too. Just because you're cooking soup jumo, which is a Haitian soup for New Year's.
Okay.
That's why I said it. The way I cook soup jumo, even though we're following the same recipe, will be different than the way you cook soup jumo. For the white people and people who are Haitian, let's do chicken noodle soup. Nobody's chicken noodle soup is the same, but you're following the same following the same recipe.
Yo, Robert's mom uses the chicken from Chicken and Broccoli in the Chinese food restaurant. It's so good. Side note.
But the thing
I just
about
thought
it,
I love her soup.
you're still using kind of the same recipe. You're just changing it up a little bit. The thing is that they're trying to be so hard to be different. That's like, what are you doing? That's my only thing.
But that's what everything though.
But the thing about it, stop claiming to be revolutionary.
And stop claiming to be different, or
Because
this is the different. You're gonna get all different types of
Cody-
shit on this side of the tracks, and you don't.
Cody literally follows the formula of his father.
And it's not. And
There's
don't.
nothing
It's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong
that.
with it.
And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that.
But don't sit here and spread the propaganda of you being the different company, the company that's gonna
It does
change.
feel different though.
And it
It's
feels
different,
different
but
because
it's
there's
still
different
chicken noodle
players.
soup.
There's the only difference is it's different players.
No, it does feel different because
It's
for
still
one,
chicken noodle
because
soup.
for example, if I go, I'm gonna count NXT. 'Cause NXT is just
That's a different,
well-
yeah.
well
So
product.
well
So,
different type of
like-
the different
like,
level.
I just feel like NXT is just like that's a very good similarity. I just feel like if you want to compare it to something like done totally, like what the hell, WWE. When I watch Raw, I don't look forward to watching Raw. I look forward to watching AEW every single week.
episodic
Because
feel.
it gives you that cliffhanger. It gives you that and it don't no bullshit. Like and I just my thing
But
wrestling
they do tell a
fans.
story a lot of settled.
My thing for wrestling fans is like, listen, I want everyone if as best as possible to keep the same energy because you can't stay here and talk about WWE or Impact bringing back old niggas when AEW's doing the same thing. That's all. I'm just gonna put that on the table right there. Don't do that. It's okay for Sting to come back if that's what he chooses to do, and he's gonna do something with Darby Allin and it's gonna go to the fucking skyrockets. Cool, but keep that same energy when you have bum. We're gonna get into bum ass Goldberg and Roman in a second, but keep that same energy. But my thing will be always is that there's gonna just be different players. Like I like the fact that Bowens and what's his face that came over.
Shout out to Bowens.
That came over the railing and tried to get in with the Bucks and stuff like that. I can appreciate the Bucks trying to elevate different young tag teams. I can appreciate that. But my issue will always be sometimes the delivery with certain segments and certain things. Like for the life of me, a 7-on-7 is just never gonna interest me.
Yeah, that shit ain't been doing that shit
whatsoever
on wrestling for years.
And but guess what? I didn't like it then. I ain't gonna like it now. And it has nothing. And my thing is when I mention it or when I say like, oh, this is not this ain't my cup of tea, it automatically puts me in the hater category. And it's like, no, it's not that.
You just don't say it's your wording. That'd be bad.
It's not my fault.
Yes, you
That's what I said.
This is what it is. This is
what
what it is.
I said.
People feel instead of listening.
Because
people feel that, A, you give any type of criticism to something that you like, you feel some type of way. Because I've never actually said it's a shitty company. I've never said AEW is a shitty company.
And every time I have, like, even if it's a negative opinion or I don't like it, guess what? Even for outside of the purposes of our podcast, I still will watch the shit.
I said it different. Okay. This is
so
my
it's
thing.
not
And this
even
is why
like,
I literally had to, like, log off of social media for the rest of the month. Because, well, especially my wrestling time. Because, all right, with y'all, sometimes y'all be nitpicking at certain stuff. I'm like, okay, but there's a difference. Unlike every other personalities out here.
If you want me to really nitpick, niggas don't lock up and start up a match.
That's
really nitpicking.
That's nitpicking.
Shout out to Zuka King.
But you do say something like, my son, no, he changed his name. Powerhouse Hobbs. We got hype for Powerhouse Hobbs. We highlight the great parts. But at the same exact time, y'all do highlight the bad parts.
But that's
honesty.
okay. What the fuck?
My nigga's honesty.
Like, listen, automatically, I was like, the 7-on-7 shit, nap time. But I said, yo, the one thing I will give AEW last night was the whole Dark Order shit, because I think that shit is hot. Yeah. I thought the fact that, I don't fucking know his name, but when he came out and he was talking to Goldust and he was like, listen, come be Dark Order number 7. And I was like, oh shit, are you gonna be number 7? Oh shit, what you gonna do? You gonna lead the American Nightmare family? So, but that's what I'm saying. Just because, guess what? And that's just any wrestling fan. There's gonna be some shit you don't like. It's gonna be some shit you do like. But it doesn't, just because I put out what I don't like first, I'm automatically a hater or I automatically hate the company. And it's like, no, I just decided that's just what the first thing I said was, I don't like 7-on-7 shit. Oh, fucking well. But guess what? I can also say, oh shit, I can appreciate this. Oh shit, I can appreciate the fact that Tony Schiavone sounds better on commentary than JR. I can say a whole bunch of shit.
Okay, it's just like with WWE, right?
Right. So even go with WWE. Guess what?
Raw.
The only thing, honestly, as of right now, that I would watch, that I get excited about Raw is fucking Bray Wyatt and Randall and fucking the Hurt Business. And you know what? Me even saying that, because that Hurt Business shit has been building for months. And at first, I wasn't a believer. I was like, man, this shit ain't. I was like, listen, I'm still going to support it because it's black excellence and I don't give a fuck. And then when they added said out here being spicy, I said, oh shit, we putting some sazon on this shit.
He got,
I fucks with it.
He got my son, Xavier Woods, doing his best wrestling out here.
That's what I'm saying. So, but that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be certain points in any show, no matter if Impact too. If people shit on Impact, but guess what? It was them same niggas that shit on Impact that was watching Impact Tuesday night because Kenny Omega was gonna be there for 2.5 seconds. And guess what, bitches? It was recorded. It wasn't even live. So fuck is you talking about?
But here's the thing. You know what it is? This is from my end. Is literally in the whole wrestling community is all you hear is negativity. Like, even when something good is happening that we against, yes, like Roman, right? With the whole Roman storyline, when Roman had the first match with Jey Uso, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody complained. I'm looking like, yo, what more do you want? The Hell in a Cell. Was it a lot going on? Should have just been like not in the Hell in a Cell. Should have just been straight up brawl. think about it right now, hindsight 2020. No, it made sense.
No, my issue with the Hell in a Cell was it was Hell in a Cell and I Quit. It was just like, listen, can I have one or the other?
Yeah, think about it right now. It didn't need to.
It didn't need that.
It was perfect.
No. It was perfect storyline. Yes.
No, the match was perfect.
No. It was good. It was
I
good.
Quit component wasn't necessary.
But
in a cell
I could do
to me.
without either or.
No, it was fine.
No,
but that proves the point.
I agree with you.
No, but guess what? That just proves
I
the point
quit
of
because
how
you-
certain things work for certain
No,
people.
I agree with you.
The thing
was a good match overall.
No, the concept of the match was basically this. And if you look at it and I'm looking at it from more of a storyline point of view and more of a different point of view than the rest of you guys. He's in a Hell in a Cell, you cannot get away.
No, I understand.
Hold on. Let me explain. You're in a Hell in a Cell, you cannot get away. The second reason, why did you put I Quit? Because I need you to submit to understand that I'm the head of this family.
I get
that.
that
That is the point
but
of
I get that.
of both of them being
But
in the
I
thing.
said personally, I could do without either.
I understand, but that's
But
the
it was
reason
still
why.
good storyline.
Logically,
Of
it
what-
makes
Yeah.
logically
Yeah,
makes
it makes
perfect
sense though. But it is what it
But
is.
guess what?
But
Aesthetically,
but-
I could have did one without the other.
I just feel
It's
like
fine.
honestly, a lot of wrestling fans just like me and trolls.
Or sometimes just wrestling fans don't like hearing other people's opinions. That's just really is what it boils down
Shout out
to.
to that dude who reported you.
Off of dumb shit. Like, it wasn't even that serious. God. I feel like I unlocked like an achievement on Xbox or something with that one. I was like, my nigga, I am
Why
the
do you
group.
guys keep bringing it up?
Because it's hilarious.
He brought it up. I didn't even bring
it
it
was
up.
a month ago.
It doesn't matter.
No, because the thing about it is the same way that you say certain things. If somebody feels something about a certain type of way,
It's
they're
cool.
entitled to it.
No. I'm
It's
not
cool.
saying
I
he was
wasn't mad
wrong.
about
No,
it.
the thing about it, the dude is what she was talking about. That's who the dude is. So he felt offended.
He didn't read it right.
But think about it, it
Because
doesn't
she never
matter.
attacked nobody.
No,
That's
but
the
the thing-
crazy thing about
but
it.
the thing is,
she came out nobody.
But once again, somebody's entitled to feel a certain type of way. So we'll move on.
And that's why when everything went down, I was like, baby love, I'm good. Like, it's okay. And that's why I never get slighted when people be like, oh, you hate AEW or you hate this or you hate that.
It just be
Guess what,
funny.
beloved?
It just be
Guess
funny.
what? I'm still going to watch. I'm still going to
But
talk
it
shit
just be
on
funny that-
our podcast.
But
and
it
that's
just
going to
be
be
funny
it.
that a lot of people don't read. Like,
But
like
And that's
it is-
life.
you would
but
say
this-
something, and I'll read it, and I'll go, I read it how exactly put it, and I'll go, oh, okay, cool. But people don't read it.
But that's what.
and they just attack.
Look, the difference is that you know us and they don't, and that's fine. Moving on. So, if you watched the bump this past week, William Goldberg was on, and William was out here trying to talk spicy, which I don't understand. But anyway, they interviewed Goldberg this past week on the bump, which you can watch once again on the WWE Network and I believe on YouTube as well.
It's on YouTube too.
And they basically put on the table, who's next? Type of thing. Like his montage, who's next? Whatever. And William targeted Roman. Now, if we rewind almost 6 months, was it December? Almost 8 months ago, which was WrestleMania. The original, I think, match was supposed to be Goldberg versus Roman. So for Goldberg to mention Roman to me wasn't a complete surprise. It was the match that was supposed to happen anyway. But now we're like, I didn't want the match then. I still don't want the match. But question to the table. Do you think if we got Roman, who would win, Roman or Goldberg, if they went that route? Let's say Rumble. Because right now he's in a feud with Kevin Owens, which I actually really like. Even though I prefer Kevin heel, but either which way, he does bad. He does good anyway. But let's say Royal Rumble 2021 comes around and Roman versus William Goldberg is on the table. Who's winning?
Yo, Janelle, I don't care. I'm taking a smoke break during that match anyway. So I really don't care. It's not geared towards people like me. It's geared for the casual fans. So listen, do what you want to do. You got to use him eventually because he's still under contract. So I don't care. I'm going to get some water.
Oh, wait, can you go get me some water, too? Appreciate you. All right, so Wilkins.
Well, the thing is, the match, all right. It was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And my only thing is that Goldberg can't wrestle.
At all. Almost killed Undertaker in the ring.
He barely can wrestle when he was
in WCW.
In WCW. And it was, it is what it is in his matches.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is this has to be a point where it puts over Roman 100%.
Okay.
I think somebody mentioned that it has to be a squash match.
I agree.
Like, it has to be a squash match. And to be honest, it should be. It should be, but Goldberg's not going to allow that. Goldberg has way too many pulling within WWE, so he's not going to allow a squash match to happen.
He's definitely not about the job to Roman.
He's not going to job to Roman, and it is what it is on that one. But I'm not excited for it. Goldberg is good for a pop. He has one of the best entrances in the industry. Probably, like, literally legendary entrances of all time.
Top 3 entrances of all time, in your opinion.
It's his, Jericho's, like Y2J Jericho.
I was gonna say which one.
Y2J Jericho, also the Shield.
Okay.
The Shield has literally one of the most organic type of entrances ever. Like, literally.
Actually, Edge and Christian did it first. Thank you so much.
But, like, it's all 3 dudes and everything. Those ones, like, but literally, like, there's no point of Goldberg. There is the point of him being there because it completes the tribal chief storyline. Because, give or take, Goldberg's a legend in the industry. And it just elevates Roman to another level.
Goldberg is the dude from high school who won the high school championship all 4 years, and he's still riding high off his high school glory.
I mean, but and listen, I love Sting, but the same can be said.
But at least Sting can actually wrestle and actually accomplish stuff.
We don't know that yet.
Oh.
We don't know that yet.
No. I mean, like, he actually wrestle. I mean, like, in general.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. What do you think about it? Goldberg won championship in high school all 4 years, and then he's riding high off it because he probably owned a local, car dealership locally. Everyone loves him, and he's still probably riding off that whole success of that high school up-ins. He just, because at the end of the day, if people was watching WCW and they realized he injured Bret Hart, he would not be liked to this day.
But nobody cares for Bret Hart like that. A lot of casual fans don't care for Bret Hart like that.
So
a lot of casual fans don't care for Bret Hart.
Depends on the age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It depends on the age.
You can't shit on what he did, that streak. That streak was one of the biggest things in pro wrestling.
Yes, it was. But it was just hot. It was hot, but it's just like, okay.
But it's still legendary.
No, at that time, yeah, but we all know that streak is
again,
ain't a real
he's
one,
that dude
okay.
that in high school that won championship all 4 years and still riding high off that championship.
Question I asked your brother, top 3 entrances of all time.
Oh, the Brood. Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And
which one?
Oh, I gotta say,
that's how you know you're legendary. Which one?
Dang, all of them.
No, the Kid Rock one was the best one. You rolled out on a fucking motorcycle.
All of them.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, all of them are good.
That's my favorite one.
All of them are good. No, all of them are good. Think about it. Keep rolling. If it gets you out your seat and you're dancing, yo, that's good entrance.
Okay. So Brood, Taker, and then what's the last one? You would say.
I got to Jeff Hardy.
Are you kidding me?
It's no Jeff Hardy when he used to come out with the paint, because he used to go crazy. Think about it.
Crazy, and then Pyro got him.
Think about it. People are still imitating that entrance. And my honorary
shout
mention,
outs to fucking Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Channeling his inner Jeff Hardy. We'll get into that in a minute.
My honorable mention, of course, is D'Lo Brown. Woo, look at the real deal now.
Oh, God.
When you have little kids breaking their neck to just imitate you, you're doing something, dogs.
That's hilarious. Definitely Trips. Definitely Taker. I'm just trying to think of WrestleMania.
So,
which one gives me like chills?
fans,
I would say Y2J2.
Which one?
I would say Jericho. Definitely.
All of them.
Yeah, even like the light up. That's what I'm trying to think of, like WrestleMania, because that's really honestly, that's actually, now I'm at that age. I'm at that point where I really just go to WrestleMania for the entrances. Like the matches can be doo doo. I really don't care anymore. But it's just that field, what it gives you goosebumps. Charlotte's entrance in Orlando. Oh shit, yeah. I can't.
Oh, with the
And she had
helicopter?
fucking. Oh, the helicopter shit was dope. In Orlando, she had fireworks. She had like Sasha Banks has a few good
You know
ones.
that who has the most wackest entrance at WrestleMania?
Okay, who's the most wackest interest in your opinion?
Oh, Roman Reigns. Every year at WrestleMania, he be so trash.
Because it's so generic and
he
basic
comes
as fuck.
out, boo, the whole stadium. I'm looking like,
Roman is
Roman's about to have a lit one this year. Hopefully we have fans back.
Yo, first of all,
Yeah.
if Roman doesn't have a legit tribal fucking entrance,
He will.
it is going to be Basuda. I promise you. WWE, because I know, listen, yeah, we know people be listening. If Roman Reigns does not have the whole island of Samoa on a fucking entrance ramp,
so people complain.
it is,
You're not wearing masks.
it is going to be trash.
The vaccine's going to be out by then.
Regardless, if
ain't
he doesn't
taking
have the island of Samoa, I don't want to hear it. But speaking of Charlotte, rumor of this week. So as everyone knows, Charlotte has taken the rest of 2020 off. She rode into the sunset after WrestleMania. Was like, all right, I'm going to chill. I'm going to build my household with my boo, Andrade, in Miami and chill the fuck out.
It's all coke on the side.
But what? Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they were running a whole like drug cartel? Anyway,
Well,
that's
it would explain why Rick is still alive.
Don't be talking about Rick. Yo, Rick can't listen. After Patty Pat done passed, really, I can't take no one else. Because y'all know death in wrestling comes in threes. So I was just like holding on. I was like, woo, Lord,
So
no one
how do you
else.
feel if Hogan dies?
Oh, he dies. That's okay. I'll be all right. Terry, you know, we'll be sad.
Regardless, Hogan's on the GOAT level.
But I will watch Thunder in Paradise in his honor.
It's not the same no more. Like, come in, brother.
I watch
just
Thunder in
think that you're
Paradise,
like
and then
you're
I'll
racist.
watch all of 97 of WCW in his honor.
Nah, I can't do it.
I can't do it. No.
Nah,
No?
no.
No?
Because
If he dies, God forbid he passes
I
away
know.
this
Like,
year.
we're just.
God forbid he passes away this year. I will feel the way because Hogan literally is.
There wouldn't be a lot of. Honestly, there wouldn't be a lot of doors.
There wouldn't be modern day wrestling.
in wrestling, yeah.
There wouldn't be modern day
Like, that's the
wrestling.
thing. I can appreciate Hogan, the wrestler, like what he's done to the wrestling business.
yeah, Hogan, yes.
But
I like
Terry,
Hogan.
I
Yes.
can't fuck with that.
Yeah.
I can't get with it. Can't get jiggy
Terry
with that.
Terry did. I admire as good he did in wrestling business. He did a lot of bad. A lot of bad.
Well, listen,
Yo, he tried to take Vince down.
but
Took him to court.
no, but the thing is,
And
the
fucking
thing is,
lost. Jesus
most
Christ.
wrestling is selfish.
Oh yeah.
It's not a giving. It's entertainment. So
Just get what you can get. But anyway, as I was saying, so rumor has it that upon Charlotte's return, they might pair her up with her actual real life boo, her fiance, Andrade. So question to the table, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think if the two of them became like the 2-man power trip type of thing, do you think it would work? Or do you think really they should keep business and personal separate and Charlotte be Charlotte and Andrade be Andrade?
Listen, it's not the performers who's doing this. I just don't trust WWE with this. Simple. Like, simple. They make something so easy, literally like a layup on a Fisher-Price hoop, so much harder. By adding sharks, death beams, aliens. Why you gonna make this so harder? I don't trust the company. I think.
See, but then it goes back to you saying the fans aren't patient, though. Because is it so much of a trusting, or is it so much it wouldn't happen either the way you visioned it or happen as fast as you may want it to?
It doesn't matter with the speed or nothing like that because I'm patient. Trust me. Like, trust me. A lot of people who took the Madison Gun champion, I waited. And I'm a diehard Knicks fan. So,
Okay, yeah.
mad patience.
That's patience.
So
that's
I'm
a
just
virtue.
saying that in general, as far as like, I'm not getting no hopes up. I have nothing for it because every time I see a glimmer of hope of something I like in WWE, I have to really just put my expectation down so low. Instead of have any expectation, I just have none. But the performers who are participate the potential of it is great. But the reality of it is
All right.
the company.
So, Wilkins, thoughts on the partnership of Charlotte and Andrade
it's not needed.
at all?
It's not needed at all for me. I think send Andrade back to NXT, and that's where he'll flourish. NXT,
We're going to get there because we're going to talk about War Games.
NXT
Boy.
has potential to be a whole lot bigger. And I think, is Triple H still running it?
I believe so.
So if he is, I think he's doing a slow burn type of thing with the company of how he maneuvers certain things and how's he going to get the company to the next level. But I don't think it's needed for Andrade. If he does, then you got to send him to the moon. I'm not saying
that he has to win Rumble type of level.
Like, I wouldn't put him at Rumble because I'd rather have Big E win.
I want Big E to win.
Big E to win.
That's neither here nor there.
But
that's what I mean. Like, in shooting up someone, like, the Rumble is that kind of, like, upstart.
You would have to be the Final Four in the Rumble. Final Four, Final Three in the Rumble for it to make sense.
He may have two.
Because
he may have to be Final Two.
Having such a high-profile person teamed up with you, the rub has to be real. And I don't think they 100% gonna do that. We'll see, but once again, he should be in NXT.
I can understand that, and I guess we'll jump into our review of War Games after this. But
what is it to talk about? It's great.
Well, we'll break it down a little bit because once again, I feel like we haven't spoken about wrestling in a few weeks. So, but my thing is, my concern about putting Charlotte and Andrade together would be, I would feel like he would be living in her shadow almost, and it wouldn't. And because of how talented he is, I don't think that's necessary for his career.
Like that? The stupid writing.
No, it's not even the writing. It's just she's fucking Charlotte Flair. Like, at the end of the day, she was one of the first female to headline WrestleMania. But it
always goes back to how you present them.
But her statue alone, it wouldn't even be WWE presenting it. Her status alone overshadows him, outside and inside of the ring. Not even like on some like WWE fault. Like that she's fucking Flair.
But it also okay, boom. It's an easy way to around that. Just present him good. Show the highlights of him being NXT champion.
But him good still to me as the fan watching it prospectively would still be like that's still Charlotte Flair. And I still would be like it's not needed. Like the two of them together to me is not needed. So that's just gonna be
at the end of the day though,
what it is.
Listen.
That's just like when they had put Seth and shout out to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch for their newborn baby girl.
WWE ruined that. That was WWE fault, and it wasn't even needed.
It wasn't even WWE's fault. It just wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. Becky and Seth together.
Like, why did beef with Baron Corbin and like Lacey Evans? That was stupid.
That's who they were each individually beefing with.
They should at least. It would make more sense if she was beefing with Charlotte and Andrade. That was the perfect time to do that. It would make more sense. It would make more sense. You see, it's the players.
But see, my thing is though, I wouldn't want Andrade to be on the negative side of that.
Okay, but still, though.
So actually, I wouldn't.
The players would just have been better. Like for example,
the players would have been better, but who would have benefited more still would have been Seth and Becky, and that's what I wouldn't have wanted for Andrade.
But again,
remember when it happened though. Remember when that particularly happened. It was more of a situation where it was like, when did they kind of do that?
2 years ago.
It was like, it was that in between right before WrestleMania.
And it was right before WrestleMania, and they were just trying to
it was more of a filler.
Was it even WrestleMania?
It was after WrestleMania.
It was after WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because she had the title.
Exactly.
And then she lost one of them.
After WrestleMania. And we all know what happens. That's what I'm saying.
It was a filler.
It was a filler thing. And they didn't have anything for either one of them because it's like you at the mountaintop. All right, what are we gonna do now? and that's what they did. And it was also to help. A lot of times things aren't there to help the main people, which is Seth and Becky, is to really help the people that they're fighting against so they can get the rub.
How did it help Lacey Evans?
Huh?
How did it help Lacey Evans?
It was.
I would say more people. It had Lacey Evans' name in more people's mouths than it did before.
And what else?
It was.
What did she gain from that?
But the thing about it, they didn't.
I mean,
the writing didn't take it to the next level.
Again, company's fault. The only person who really benefited was Corbin.
Corbin was gonna benefit regardless. Corbin had benefited before that.
No, but.
And he didn't really benefit from it because he was still King Corbin. He still was in the.
No, he was not King Corbin yet.
Even better.
That's what I just said.
But that whole feud didn't have nothing to do with him entering the King of the Ring thing anyway.
Right, but it was a great momentum. He just finished feuding with Seth, and now he goes to King of the Ring.
Because I think because then Becky
It's not all
ended
about
up,
who wins. Is the like my brother said. It's not all about who wins. Like the losers. How do everyone benefit from it?
But I would not say what's her name? Lacey Evans. I wouldn't say Lacey did not benefit from it.
Lacey got a push after.
She got a nice little rub from that.
To where?
But the thing about that's what happens a
She
lot.
was one of the top female players in SmackDown right after that.
What key battles that she won that you can remember?
I'm telling you, she had backstage issues. That was probably the biggest key because people didn't like her in-ring skills.
Because it sucks.
You can say that about a lot of people. But I would never say somebody's in-ring sucks.
That was the company because you could tell that if she would stay at NXT and a little bit more.
I've said this so many times. That call up. Remember that call up?
They called it SmackDown, the NXT 6. Yeah, it's terrible.
That was the worst call up I've ever seen. I don't know if Vince was like, "Y'all need new people. I need some new toys."
But I feel like that kind of is sometimes probably how he feels because if you watch, shout out to if you haven't watched the 24 for Keith Lee, but that's kind of how I felt. Was like Vince was like, "Well, I need a big guy, and I'm gonna take Keith." Like I really felt like it was that moment where he was just like, it literally was like one moment he won the North American and the NXT title, he left the North American title to the Wolves, and then he was cheering for like a month, and then he was like, Vince was like, "Well, I'm gonna need a big black man." So
no, I think it was because Royal Rumble, he showed out. He showed out.
But highly recommend that 24.
In Royal Rumble and
good.
Survivor Series, he showed the fuck out.
Shout out to Mama Keith.
And you have to understand what Keith Lee is like we talked about in the chat. Karrion Kross, prototype for the future of wrestling. Keith Lee, another prototype for the future of wrestling. A big guy that can move like that is literally the next stage of wrestling. There's a reason why I said Montana. Once Montana loses weight, he's out of here. We're looking at the future of wrestling in the middle of it right now because
shout out to Yaya.
Yaya's another one where when you're big and you can move, wrestling has speed up. In some ways, they're taken away from actually wrestling sometimes, but Keith Lee is literally the future of wrestling. And when he did what he did in Survivor Series and Royal Rumble was a show and out part, and it got Vince's attention.
Okay. I agree with you, but you mentioned something that they'd be in the future and it's like take away from wrestling. That's what you said, right?
It's one of the biggest problems sometimes is the basics are gone.
And that's what separates the one-trick ponies to the greats.
But that's what you see a lot of times on TV currently, though.
I give you an example. I compare it to NBA. One of the greatest guards right now for his age is Chris Paul, because Chris Paul mastered the basics.
But the thing about
let me finish.
No, hold on. You didn't let me finish. And the reason why I said that was because it takes away from it sometimes, and it makes people watch the product who are casual fans like, what the fuck is this? Because we always talk about the Attitude Era and borderline the Ruthless Aggression Era. Who were the top guys during those eras?
Mad people.
No, but think about it. Mankind, Stone Cold, Triple H, Eddie Guerrero. I'm doing both eras. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Edge. Who else is up there?
Say Kurt.
Randy Orton.
I would say Kurt.
Kurt Angle. Even when you go
Edge.
Even when you go to TNA, because TNA kind of overlaps in Ruthless Aggression Era. Look at the top people.
Yeah,
look
Joey,
how they wrestled.
But yes, but
hold on, let me finish. Look how they wrestled. That's the reason. The basics were always there. Like people always talk about how WWE wrestlers in the outside didn't know how to wrestle. They always used to say that. They always kind of say that now. The athleticism in professional wrestling is here. At a fucking all-time high. It's fucking ridiculous how some of these guys can move in the ring. But the basics are right here.
And this is why a lot of the guys are Not like, okay. That's why I said before.
And a lot of guys aren't moving. But the thing about it, it's too much of it. It's too much of it over the past 10 years. And the reason why I love Karrion Kross, he's a throwback, but he can still wrestle in the current times. Which you mentioned Chris Paul. So that's why I talk about it. Keith Lee's another example. Sometimes he does a little too much where I'm just like, nigga, stay on your feet. You are legit like 6'3", 300 pounds. But these motherfuckers want that.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you, but this all go back to this is why Keith Lee is good. This is why all the guys are rising to the top. That's what sounds to myself, Macho Man. Cream always rises to the top. That was terrible. Doesn't matter, though, because I'm Mr. Black. But all I'm saying is this, though. Even in the NBA, even in different sports in general, the athletes is evolving. But the ones who stay relevant are the ones who master their basics. Like, for example, Keith Lee, he knows his basics. For example,
why are the Bucks still relevant?
Huh? They still tell some type of story though. But they still do.
They still don't have the basics. If you watch a lot of their matches, the basics aren't there.
What I mean by basic is just like they know how to tell a story, but they just do it in a different way.
The only person that does the basics the best way is Cody.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but you can't even count Cody though.
Right,
like
but nevertheless,
though, one of those.
I think you cannot. Count Cody.
No, but I'm just saying, like with him. First of all, he's a part of wrestling royalty in his own right, and I feel like certain things like that, because you can say the same with Randall. Randall basics is.
But let him finish real quick because I'm gonna say something because I wanted to say it before. Say what.
Yeah, but it's just like. Regardless, though, is just because you come from family wrestling royalty doesn't mean that you have to follow that.
Yeah.
But the one thing I realized about wrestling is just, things evolve over time.
Things evolve, but you mentioned about Chris Paul. What did you say about Chris Paul? He's still relevant. But the thing about the game has evolved.
But okay, I'll give you an example. Let's keep comparing the rap, right? That's a great example. Some people hate mumble rap because they feel like they don't follow no order, none of that. They have no 16 and stuff like that. But those are the ones who don't follow that, don't usually stay relevant for long. But the ones who know how to stay in pocket, who knows their tempo, who knows everything, but do it in a certain type of way, I still say to this day. Look at that dude, Lil Nas X. It was kind of like, what the hell you doing? Why are you making a whole country song? But he followed the basics to rap. But he just did it his whole way. When Nelly did that song with that country dude, way before it was hot,
that song over
about
and
that
over
car.
again.
Come on, B. Come on. Everybody criticized him. But yet when, because like, why you doing a country song? Da-da-da. But yet, y'all didn't see nothing when Drake and that other girl and Rick Ross made a song by Ashton Martin.
But let me ask you, but the thing about it though,
but it still follow.
But you're proving my point though. The point is that the basics still have to be there on what you're doing.
Somewhat, yeah.
No, it always has to be there. Because even the quality mumble rap people listen to, the structure of a song, or even the way you do a song, it still got to hit. There's still a beat you got to go on. You said it yourself. What I'm trying to say is, the guys who are, why do we still call back Edge? Why is Rey Mysterio still relevant in the times? Why do we still call upon guys from the past? Because the basics is still needed.
I think in order to create that story of where the past meets the present, because in all honesty, look at Jericho and MJF. They're two different eras really coming together, and where you may feel MJF may lack in, Jericho picks up and vice versa. And they'll be able to create a dance together where it makes sense. So I get that's where you have Jericho, that no matter what happens, the basics is still there. The basics will always be there at Jericho. Where you have someone relevant and with the times and it's up and coming, where you have with the MJF side, where you have the both worlds meeting together.
I agree with you, but I also believe this. I reach a point is there's never one way to be successful in the wrestling business. And this is just my opinion. Yes, how they wrestle from back in the day is different how they wrestle right now. Because the guys who may wrestling with the Bruno and stuff like that, they may hate modern day wrestling completely. Even the guys who follow the whole storytelling, like, I hate this person because they use a chair, this, that, they may hate that. one thing I'm realizing is just like, as long as nobody gets hurt in the ring, I'm okay.
Well, if you want to talk about getting hurt, NXT War Games, everybody gets hurt at the takeover.
Jesus Christ.
Because and I think I love NXT and I just love everything, but they be wilding.
Wilding.
Like they be wilding.
That's what I'm saying. Like really. So let's talk about War Games real quick. To me, both on the female side, the MVP is absolutely Raquel Gonzalez. Absolutely, her taking the pin, her giving the pin to the NXT Women's Champion speaks volumes by itself. The little subtle things that you talk about, those are the things people don't really talk about. Mm-hmm. So her pinning the NXT Women's Champion, her then 3 nights removed, having a home match for Ember Moon and main eventing NXT.
Facts.
So let's talk about that real quick. But my MVP for War Games on the female side is definitely Raquel Gonzalez. Mm-hmm. And then on the male side, I'm sorry, Pat fucking McAfee. He out here taking his 15 fucking minutes of fame and stretching the fuck out of it.
Sell him the next day with the neck brace.
And then the next day on his podcast had a whole neck brace. Talking about I'm still waiting for test results to come back. Like I was just like, yo, the dramatics that Pat McAfee
Shout out
gives.
to Triple H, the OG of being
I love it.
The
and then
day.
Him fucking living his Jeff Hardy dream with that fucking swanton from the fucking top of the fucking cage.
That was beautiful.
I said, oh my God. Like, and then shout outs to Undisputed Era for that fucking red on army fatigue. Presentation is key. So real quick, guys, 1 up, 1 down from War Games, NXT War Games.
Come on, man. It's never down here. Never.
No, you never know. People, and once again, people have their opinions.
I said over here.
So something, let's positive. You know what?
I think everything was good. Everything to me was very entertaining. Like, I loved it. Like, I really did love it. It was a very good war game. It was very entertaining from beginning to the end. But
because you have some people that, you know, in the wrestling community world, talk about how last year's War Games, and I'm a little biased because I was there, but how last year's War Games was a little better than this year's War Games. Yeah, some people that said that. But I feel like outside of the War Games matches, the individual matches I felt like were better this year than last year.
Yeah.
And they made more sense.
It was.
To me. Sir Wilkins, what are your thoughts, positive, negative?
No, before you get to, like, only reason why that War Games last year was such a big deal because it felt like a bigger deal because it was connected to like Survivor Series. So it was just
correct,
like,
that too. Just it being War Games itself.
Yeah.
And that's why I say when people were talking wild shit about Pat McAfee coming into the wrestling world, what you have to understand is this has been the slowest burn of a build-up that I've seen in a long time because Pat McAfee went from fucking being on the pre-show last year on NXT War Games, popping wild shit about Adam Cole in person to then being a part a year later full circle in the actual War Games match.
Because he probably started training around that time.
Yeah. Or like he probably trained before that.
An athlete's an athlete. Point blank.
Thank you.
An athlete's an athlete. Also, Pat McAfee's also personality. So that's why he's able to pull it.
My nigga was carrying the whole fucking match, the build up the entire time.
No, but he can talk on the mic. He has his own podcast. He's a personality. He has a very successful podcast, by the way. It's War Games was good. I wish Leon Ruff kept the title. I wanted that to go along a little bit longer. The match was a little too long.
I mean, like, he already got a title. See what I did there? Because he's his fiance.
Because he's his fiance. Yeah. I got you.
So it's the match was a little too long. I did like Austin Derrick popping up.
And once again, the two, you got to know the history too. That comes full circle. Both of them training together, and then now them both being in a feud together. I was just like, oh my God,
it's gonna work out some dope stuff. It was good. The matches that weren't, they're killing NXT superstars. They got to cut those matches length down. Like, what is it, 5 matches?
It was, War Games? And then 1, 2, 3.
It was 5 matches.
5, maybe, yeah.
Like, you guys shave off 10 minutes on the War Game matches, first of all. Shave off a solid 10 minutes. The single matches, shave off a couple minutes off those single matches.
I don't think that you should shade off like War Games because a lot of competitors in there.
It's a lot of competitors in there, but the longer you go, the more likely you're gonna get injured.
See, but I think with War Games, though, is because you have that interval thing.
Yeah.
And the actual match doesn't start until everyone's in the ring type of thing.
I get that. I get that.
That's just the concept of it. Like, I wouldn't take away from that.
They either that or they got to turn down the spots.
Or just put different competitors in there.
Io Shirai with the fucking trash can.
But, think about it. They put the same exact competitors in there.
But
one War Games have straight up brawlers where they just brawling like a real street fight.
It's fine. Just cut down the spots. Fucking Bobby Fish is out. We don't know how long he's out for.
Bobby's out? What?
His fucking tricep is torn off the bone.
Oh no! It probably was the fucking when you put it through the table.
Oh no!
And then fucking what's Shorty's name? Fucking, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Who?
Johnny's wifey.
Oh,
her arm is broken.
One. Oh, well, you know.
Her arm is broken. Well, that one was just. It was kind of like
probably how she landed.
It was a freak accident. But
Bobby's out.
You just gotta cut it down.
Bobby out.
And that's one of the things where like you're like, yo, we see what you're doing, but we gotta adjust a little bit.
I can get
Karrion Kross is out.
Well, he's back now.
He's back. Finn was out.
But Finn was out because Colorelli really got him in the jaw.
At this point, you can't blame the system. Because literally, there's no house shows.
No, it's not.
House shows I think would make it worse.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, we can never blame the system at this point because they don't have no heavy schedule. So it's all on them.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's all on them.
Because the thing about it, like, yo, fellas, y'all want long careers. I'm not mad at it because the selfish part of me enjoys that heavy hitting shit.
Yeah, me too.
Like, when we were in Tampa and we saw Queen Aminata fight, she was laying it on chicks. And that's one of the sometimes where I get turned off by women's wrestling, especially on the independent scene, because they be hitting so softly. Like, that's why I love the women's War Games. That was my favorite match.
Yeah.
Because they were hitting each other.
They
were fucking each other up.
Except that soft stuff I don't like.
But yeah, and it's like, why I loved Charlotte versus Ripley? Knocking each other out. But there's a safe way to do it.
Yeah.
That's my only thing.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
I do believe that if they shave off 5 and 5 of each matches, you could add at least like 2 more matches to the card.
2 more,
I wouldn't do that.
But then cut off the other matches.
That's why I said 5 and 5 from each match in total.
I would add I think the format that they have is fine. Especially, like, you have to think about it, too. Because going into War Games, even when I went last year, I automatically knew each one was going to be an hour. I off rip knew they start with one, they end with one. I already knew off rip that was going to happen.
But that was fine.
So the matches in the middle, if I was going to shave off any time, it would be the matches in the middle.
And Johnny didn't need to go that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think it went a little longer because they had to sell Leon being out of the match for a little bit.
Yeah, but within the match itself, it could have been shorter.
No, I agree.
You have Damian Priest. I'm not a fan of him at all.
How are you not a fan of Punishment Martinez?
I'm not a fan of him at all. He's the biggest motherfucker in the
match.
But
I think it's funny how he talks. Like, I just really just sitting here like, what you said? What you be saying?
And he's like from Queens.
Yeah, he's a New York nigga, and I think that's why I'm biased because I actually I like Punishment from ROH days. So it's just like now seeing him on NXT so we'll get into this week in wrestling while I talk about this. So I was watching. So this week I watched the first hour of AEW because I was still at work, and then I watched the last hour of NXT because I was over AEW at that point. So when I turned on the match, it was the end of Punishment was coming out. It was the end of the segment with Johnny and them, and Punishment Martinez came out, and he was talking wild shit, and I was just like, okay. And then when Karrion Kross came out, I said, wait a minute, why is he fucking him up like this? I don't get it. And then when I got home, I watched the promo that it was the beginning segment that I didn't see because I missed the first hour where Finn was talking about who's the next challenger and blah blah blah, and Scarlett had came out and Punishment had said like, oh, so do you handle all of your man's business? So he just while he sits in the car. I said, oh shit, y'all talking real spicy. So that's why he beat him up. So I connected those dots. But that's actually the beauty of what I like about NXT is that everything ends up that's my disconnect with AEW sometimes. Not everything connects. So with NXT, everything connects. It's like, okay, I get it. Or even I like even the whole Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory team up thing because I feel like there's things that Johnny can teach Austin and that works in that sense.
Because they're the same size.
So, all right, guys, real quick while we wind down this episode, what are some hits or misses this week in wrestling? We'll go back even from like SmackDown because right now they're on the road to TLC. And then eventually with NXT, you know, coming off of War Games, they're on the road to New Year's Evil, which is going to be the first NXT episode of the new year, January 6, 2021. So they're building up to that, where Finn Balor will defend his NXT championship against who knows what, where, when, how, but it will happen. So, guys, real quick, what are some things this week in wrestling that really jumped out at you?
There's a lot. Winters is coming. That whole thing is great. AEW been great. The one thing biggest standout is Sting entrance.
That looks like glaciers.
Like, okay. Just like how that Roman stole Edge entrance, right? How
yeah,
that
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
I'm not.
I like it because
I'm not negating that.
I like how that Winters is coming. Like when Sting is come, like it's like a real atmosphere shift in the whole arena.
I want to know how production wise because it's outdoors.
Yeah, it's like a fake stone machine.
Yeah.
I like how the camera got loved it. AEW has a whole.
I kind of don't like that effect. I'm
love
biased with Sting because I like Sting. So
something new, like Winter is coming. He's
that's
a change.
not something new.
See, like
snow is not something new.
So name a person who has snow in the entrance.
Fucking Glacier. Are you kidding me?
Recently.
No, you can't do that.
But,
you can't do that.
But for Sting, it makes sense.
Sting, it does not make sense.
Yes, he does. He's a game changer. When he comes,
Sting in fucking
change.
snow and looking like he's coming from Siberia is not
It's tough.
Sting.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even think like that. That was good.
Game changer.
He changes everything when he comes in. That's actually cute, my nigga. You got it.
That's some Mortal Kombat shit.
Yo, I played a lot of video games. I like that.
Nigga, that was good.
Like AEW as a whole, I like that, man.
Nigga, that was good.
Thank you.
Nigga, that was good.
Oh God.
Nigga, you moved the whole goalpost. You moved the entire goalpost to defend him.
Yes.
I'm not, listen, like I said, I'm not mad about Sting, but I'm not going to sit here and have you sit here and be like, who? Sting is the first ever to have snow. The fuck he's not.
He said
he's
he
not.
changes the weather when he walks in because he's a game changer. You moved
That's
the
bars,
entire
actually.
goalpost, but go ahead.
I loved it. You know, like AEW as a total, I loved it. Like, it's been entertaining for the past 2 weeks. Of course, yo, shout out to Impact. Once again, the real game changer in wrestling.
Diversify. Diversity. Fucking representation
Represent
matters.
Having my son Rich Homie Schwan versus
Chris Bay.
Chris Bay, aka like Chris Bebe. Last time two black men main event in a pay-per-view was The Rock and Booker T. Once again,
first of all, Impact had this random ass pay-per-view. It was like, or random ass like, what's it?
You gotta fill out something on their time.
No, but it was just like,
man,
what?
random. I was like, it's
Man,
Saturday.
I was like,
how do they make money?
You know what? We should just ask the people we know that work there.
I think that they make money off their streams.
They have to make money off Twitch,
Pluto app,
and I think they gotta They get
has
paid.
to
They
be
get
off of
paid for
Impact
being on
Plus.
Access.
Yeah,
and they probably
It has
slowly
to be
making
on
money off
Impact
of
Plus.
Impact Plus because I really want to know how they make money. But you done?
yeah, like Impact once again.
Yeah, because you said
changer.
you didn't really care for Raw this week. So
Because Raw, like, only thing I really care about the Hurt Business is my son Cedric Alexander.
facts.
Once again,
Seti out
put in
here
their
being
work.
spicy.
And honestly,
I'm here for it all.
Honestly, I could tell that. Like I said before, sometimes you put people in the group who knows more than you. That's old school. That's what. And honestly, some people think it's racist. Oh, you're going against other black people. Da, 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 da. There's a lot of people who don't look like us.
No bullshit though, because I'm hearing that it's supposed to be Hurt Business versus New Day for the tag titles at TLC. If the match isn't a TLC match, I actually don't care. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Thank you.
Nah,
put it away.
But you
put it away.
You know what's funny? New Day is legit borderline GOAT status when it comes to tag team. So they
absolutely.
So they should be,
of course.
Absolutely.
So they should be the ones who be having that thing.
But Cedric, once again, I
first of all, Shelty has experience in the TLC realm because I do believe he was in the first one. So Shelty
when
knows.
They put your move in the video game. My son took the ladder, leaned against the other one, ran up, clothesline him.
So
they
listen,
put the move in the
Shelty
video game.
Shelty
you
knows.
forever cemented in your legacy.
Shelty knows. And then Seti over here, he knows he moves he moves crazy in the ladder matches.
He's not, once again, he's familiar with gold. Once again, y'all forget the legacy. He held down 205 Live. Him, Mustafa Ali, and my son, Buddy Murphy.
Hold on.
Pillars.
Yeah, disrespect him.
No. We're going to Enzo. No. Enzo put 205 on the map, too.
He
Don't
put
do that.
205 on his lap, and after that,
he said, fuck it. I got it.
What was crazy is that 205 legit had the best wrestling.
Facts.
It had the combination of like modern day wrestling and then it gave me cruiserweight. Like all the good shit put together. My thing about This Week in Wrestling is a lesson for any wrestler when it comes to promo skills. Because Kenny was not hitting. And
Snooze Fest 2020.
He does know how to cut promos though.
I'm gonna get to that. This gimmick does not fit him.
He's not a bad guy.
No, but
unless he like takes it because he did some he would do some heel shit in New Japan from what I've seen. But this what he's doing with Don.
Because the thing about Kenny, he's really a nice guy.
Yeah, in real life, yeah.
He's really a fucking nice guy.
Oh, super sweet when I met him. Super sweet.
Like, super fucking soft-spoken. Like, just fucking nice.
He's a nice guy.
And this cocky, arrogant, I'm about to be the collector of titles, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's not you, boy.
Give him some time.
No, everybody said that. Give him some time, right? He got to find his footing. But the promo on Impact, the promo he did on Wednesday, he was spitting all the right shit. He was saying all the right things.
It just wasn't hitting.
The delivery was not there. So there's a promo of him going up against Okada, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, video package type of thing. And he's like, Kenny is very like Velveteen Dream low key.
Yeah, because he loves video games and stuff
like
he's Patty Pat too.
He's very like
not touching kids.
Now you gotta chill the fuck out.
He's very like this eccentric, like sexual but not sexual type of guy. Like you know what I mean? Like that's who he is, and they should have leaned on that and make it like a heel type of thing. Like in the promo for Okada with the video pack, he had a fucking rose in his hand.
Yeah.
What?
But I mean,
they should really take Kenny, give him some type of, keep the glasses on, like a rock star type, Prince type of feel.
But see, the person that does that is Jericho. So to me, it would be like.
But didn't him and Jericho go up against and they were similar?
Yeah.
When he was in New Japan?
Yeah.
Yes, but Kenny wasn't. But Kenny wasn't the bad guy.
Yeah, but I get that. But
he didn't have to talk or present himself.
Yeah,
that way.
but this arrogant Miami Vice looking type of dude with the sunglasses, the blazer, the white, but that's not you. And it's not hitting because everything you're saying is right. Everything he's saying is right. And it's just not hitting. And the thing is, the reason why I say it's like a promo class, without us knowing, us wrestlers in general got to understand, like, you can say the right things. But if your delivery ain't shit, it ain't going nowhere. And the only reason why we're kind of paying attention to it because of Don.
Yeah, Don kind of got up on promo.
And Don connected everything.
He done, yeah, pretty good.
So that was my whole thing. But talking about good promos, Roman, Kevin,
Roman and Kevin.
Roman and Kevin has been.
Oh my gosh.
And it's making you.
Shout out to main event Jay.
Now, I remember I had went to a funeral last week. It was my god sister's grandmother passed away, and her great grandfather is a wrestling fan.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Shatira. Yeah, whatever. Don't talk about it later.
I don't know who that is.
His goddaughter's mom.
Oh, goddaughter's mom. Oh.
Yeah.
I think the God's daughter. God sister. I'm looking like we don't talk to them like that.
I said goddaughter. I did.
I didn't hear that one.
So
That's
anyways,
fine. That's why I got you. Don't worry about it.
so
I'm here to connect the dots.
he's a huge wrestling man. The dude's like 75 right now. Watches SmackDown when it's on. Like, I remember one time I was over there. I was like, "Did you watch SmackDown last week?" He's like, "Nah, I missed it." I was like, "You can watch it now." He's like, "How?" I was like, "It's." He has cable. It's just on demand. I was like, "You go here, and then you talk." He was like, "Oh," and then he sat there and watched with me. But the reason why I mentioned it is because he was just like he was into this because he's not like a dirt sheet reader. He just watches. He watches it like a TV show.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, Roman is fucking up Jay, man. He's putting Jay through too much. Like, Jay's going to get hurt out there." But the reason why I mention that is because that's a great job they're doing with Jay and Roman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And added with Kevin, because Kevin's one of the best promo cutters in the game.
Absolutely.
Right now,
He takes what already, and y'all already know I'm not the Roman fan, but I can appreciate a good storyteller.
He's very good.
So what Kevin's doing is he's amplifying it times 10. And he's taking it to he's making you invested. Now you're not only invested into what happens with Roman and Jay, but now you're invested into how Kevin can low-key try to be the hero and save the day, but still the tribal chief is still gonna be on top and all this other stuff. And it's a storyline where we can drag this shit into for a minute. So I can appreciate what the hell? I can appreciate what they're doing on SmackDown for him. Randomly as fuck as we come down to the episode, this is how I know they're shaping Bianca Belair to being definitely the top star in 2021. You know how when shit's real is when you see them on a fucking anti-drug commercial. When they start doing commercial shit for regular shit. Yeah. So I forgot what the fuck I was watching. And I think I was watching USA Network. And it was a fucking commercial about fucking vapes. And Bianca Belair, they were showing clips of her in the ring, blah, blah, blah. And then she walks up to this girl that's smoking a vape, and she was just like, "Well, you won't be your bestest if you smoking on that stuff because it has this, it has that, it has this." I'm like sitting here like, they're really putting value into her. Because when you start doing that, that's when you know that they're moving in a direction.
But haven't you noticed what I said before though?
What?
She hasn't been in the ring that much, right? Because she's working on her craft.
Yeah, that's what I said about her being on main event.
And then also too, this is what I hated.
Slow burn.
Very slow. But what I didn't like was I hated the fact they put the tribute to the troops on the same night as the War Games. That didn't make any sense.
I didn't watch that.
But whatever. Good? I didn't watch it because it was on Sunday.
Supposedly it was good.
But Bianca and Sasha tagged together.
No.
And I said, "Oh, shit, this is what we're doing."
Black people gotta be tag teams?
No, but I love it because
I thought the same thing too.
Why do all the black people gotta be tag teams?
I love it though. I don't care. But I see it where you keep your enemies closer.
It's listen.
And if you're gonna be the top, you need to be next to the person who is at the head of the table.
There's a couple of things you just said, and I know our engineer's like, "Yo, motherfuckers, hurry up!" But give me like a minute. Literally, there's a change going on in professional wrestling.
Complete shit.
When it comes to African Americans, people of color, and black people in general. Because Shantice, shout out to Shantice from Talking Champions.
Shout out to her.
She be having some weird ass theories.
Oh, shout out to Shantice. Yes, as a picture that I follow
Yo, did
friend
you
Isaiah
her
Wolf.
post
She has
the picture
legs.
of the dick.
Oh, shout out to my son Stan. I see you out there, Stan the man.
Stan the man out here training.
Actually,
I see what you did there.
actually, Stan, giving Shantice. Never mind. But anyways, we're gonna move
That
on.
extra work, you know.
Because she's on that wet.
I see what you
Yo,
did there.
what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Listen, she put a whole trophy.
She
about
did. She
Stan
put a
Lee.
whole trophy.
Yeah.
I was like,
He dark-skinned, though.
uncomfortable, right? And
Yeah,
I was just like,
yeah.
uncomfortable, but okay.
But anyways, she put something called the 10 bell count theory, where every time
Why is it told? Yeah.
when somebody's
I
at the
saw
10 bell count, whoever's next to Vince usually is in a good graces with Vince. If you look, she posted it. It was
No,
actually,
it's true because it typically is like Roman, and it's like, but I think what's her face? I think Bianca was right in the front.
That's what I'm saying. Bianca's right.
She was dead in the front.
Bianca.
10 bell. What?
So they do. So basically, when someone passes, they'll do at the beginning of the show. They do a 10 bell count for the person that died. So for those that are watching or listening, as everyone knows, Pat Patterson had passed away last week, unfortunately. Missy Pat,
Right now,
the innovative of Royal Rumble
let me just
and the
set you
first
up.
Intercontinental
So my
Champion.
question is this: you are explaining the 10 bell count.
Yeah, so the 10 bell count is basically, as I said, happens when someone passes. They begin the show, they do a little montage tribute to them, and then what they'll do is they'll do a 10 count with everyone on the stage with Vince in the middle, and they'll ring the bell 10 times. So what you were talking about was that picture, and when you just said that, I was like, oh wait, I think Bianca was in the front.
So like I said, like she said, so the 10 bell count, usually when they do it, Vince is in the middle, like you said, and the wrestlers that are right next to Vince are usually wrestlers that usually are the superstars, are in good graces with Vince. And we all know Vince gets the final say on things. So the recent 10 bell count, Bianca was close to Vince.
Street Profits was, I think, right behind her or something.
Yeah, Street Profits.
Her husband was not
Big
too-
E. What it is?
So the first 2 rows matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, what really is that first row?
First row.
It's like that. Actually, it's kind of like that first square. So it's like maybe the first like 4 or 3 on each side, and then like 2 behind, because they're in that frame.
Yeah.
So you see that.
So that's who he really likes. So one of the things that the beauty about the things that's going on in wrestling is that you can't deny it now.
Yeah.
Because more black kids are connected with wrestling. They're training now. Tom has a school.
Shout out to my son Tom, our favorite white boy.
Tom has a school. I've been to the school and checked it out. Show Tom some love. Tons of people of color in there.
I gotta
Yeah.
go there. I got to show him Tom love. I got to
So
go there.
tons of people of color there.
It's not that far, right?
Yeah. Hog.
How's that far?
Shout out to
Hog.
Master P.
Hog. Shout out to Amazing Red and Brian XL. Tons of people of color that go to that school. Like, you know what I mean? More kids that look like me and you, more Hispanic kids are finding schools to go to. And then they're good. They're athletes, and then they go up to the main roster, whatever they do, they go into the wrestling scene. What I'm trying to say is that you talked about Bianca. Street Profits are got their own skills commercial with Ric Flair.
Yo, that shit
New Day literally is in a video game.
in a video game.
The tide has turned. We talked about Impact, how they are main eventing two black wrestlers.
They're champion. Their real champion, their fake champion are black.
Hold on, the Super J Cup, New Japan Pro Wrestling, mad black people on that roster.
Yo, fucking Leo, and mind you, Leo Rush on the fucking challenge. Side note, complete random, but
No,
when I saw
that
the
says
commercial,
something.
I was me and Mikey was watching. I saw the commercial. I was like, wait, Leo Rush is on here. I think
Shout
I
out to
might
New
watch
Japan
this.
for making MVP the
Shit.
first ever IC champion.
But but you're seeing what's going on. The tide has turned.
It's a shift and change in terms of how things are being done
because
and who's doing them.
the wrestlers are good. You can't keep things down for so long when they're good. That Macho Man thing, you said, the cream always rises to the top.
That's better than mine's.
Listen, once again, it's inevitable. The industry's changing.
Okay,
Industry's changing.
I agree with you. The industry is changing, but it also goes back to us as a consumer, the black consumer. Honestly, shout out to all these black podcasters out there, even the Spanish, once again our fellow Spanish, Hispanic people. That's a proper title for y'all. Everyone else who's want to be part of this wrestling culture, we gotta support our own.
But we do.
We do.
We do. We shot them all out. Naomi getting that hashtag. Sasha continuously getting it's happening because at the end of the day, us as fans make everything. There's a reason why wrestling's at this weird point because fans aren't in the arena.
They're kind of in this like in between like lucid phase where it's like I want to give 110%, but damn, no one's here to receive the 110%. So, all right, I'll give 90.
Let's talk about McIntyre's new entrance. Imagine in front of fans. Imagine in front of fans.
Especially,
I will, but that's why I was mad. I was like, damn, that would have been a dope WrestleMania like entrance.
Especially Raw in England, him coming out like that. Oh my gosh.
Shit.
Imagine him coming back to NXT UK.
Oh my god.
I know he never been to NXT UK, but him popping up at NXT UK.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? I wouldn't mind him and Walter. I wouldn't mind that.
What?
I wouldn't mind that.
The game is changing.
Which is
because we're international. One thing before we go, I know we gotta go. Nielsen ratings just said they're gonna include streaming when it comes to ratings of shows.
Game changer.
Absolute game changer.
So you know what that means? Channels, companies like Impact could get on bigger networks
because they're streaming. One thing that their numbers went up, they went up plus 50 to 70K, I think, when it came to Twitch.
Yeah.
When people were watching.
Mad people was on there.
I was on there. I was like,
yeah.
Because I thought I had access.
Yeah, you don't.
Because I usually watch it on the Twitch sometimes, because it's like, Impact is on, check it out. So I'll watch it. And I was like, I was watching on a regular TV. I was like, oh, I don't have access. Yeah. I got to order access.
But get Twitch. Listen, if you want to watch Impact, support, get Twitch, get an account. While you on there, you can watch Access. I mean, you can watch Impact. You can also watch the Jabba Cheers.
You can absolutely watch
next
the
year,
podcast.
we started an official gaming channel. You're going to catch me playing some games. Let me know.
Let me tell you real quick.
Below what games you
want
me and my brother to play. Let us know.
Let me tell you real quick, and then we'll end the show. It's crazy because Mikey has the Switch thing, right? And I can't see myself spending $300, so we just play on his. And we be fucking it up on Uno. Like, it is by far the best thing ought to be. Like, we literally took it with us to DC, put it on the TV screen, and I literally was just like playing Uno all day on the Switch. Which is what I love about Up, Up, Down, Down, because I love watching the party play Uno.
But once again, though,
took him to DC with you?
Huh?
Took him to DC with you?
I did, to meet my friend down there. I did take him with me.
Y'all mad cute. I think we gotta go because
we do gotta go. But
shout out to Miles.
Next week, shout out to our engineer Miles. Don't worry, I'm gonna be back in less than an hour. But next week, I do believe will probably be our last episode of 2020, where we'll probably give some rundown of our favorite moments of the year. We'll definitely talk about probably predictions for TLC. We'll also talk about any future things we have going on for 2021.
Speaking of TLC, might just do a viewing party because the city's not shut down.
Not yet.
So, yeah.
So stay tuned for any information of that.
The 20th?
It's right before Christmas.
Like the week before
The week before Christmas. So if we do that, we'll see. But once again, next week will probably be our last episode of 2020. So we definitely will do a rundown. We're definitely going to talk about hits, misses of 2020.
We got a special guest?
I was thinking of
not that I know of.
Are we going to do, are you going to drink clam? I mean.
You want to get some champagne?
No. We should drink what's the name? Shout out to, we should get some Amanda's of Coquito.
I can't drink it.
I can't, I'm like creamy shit.
That,
sorry.
I love Coquito.
I know. But anyway, once again, tune in next week. As always, I'm Janelle from HR. Here with Mrblacc and Mr. Black. #Black Excellence. #We are out.
I was open, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.